Hi, and welcome back to my video. So in today's video, I'm going to demonstrate something called GoPhish. And over here, I have a simple diagram to explain how phishing works. So we're going to use GoPhish to run a simulated phishing campaign, a corporate and authorized phishing campaign against users. And the purpose of such phishing exercises is to see or rather is to gauge and to assess exactly what is our social engineering, or rather how vulnerable we are to such social engineering attacks. Um, Phishing is something that's been happening for a long time, still ongoing, and it's good for any corporation, any organization, any company to conduct such phishing campaigns on a yearly basis, and also to constantly educate the users about different, not opening up suspicious emails and things like that, and not anyhow launching, uh, just opening up documents, launching documents, and things like that, because all these are very dangerous activities. They can allow that computer within the company to be compromised. All right. Okay, so the scenario is simple. I have a hacker and attacker that is using this email as the phishing email itself to phish other accounts. Um, and of course, I have two other computers, Alice and Bob, which are using these two email addresses. Um, and the last thing I have is the GoPhish server, which the GoPhish server has two portals, or rather two things actually. I won't say portals, it's just one portal only. So there's the admin page that is on port 3333, and there is the landing page, which the user sees when they click on an email, they get redirected to that landing page. Okay, so I've reset this up using VMware Workstation. So it's pretty simple, and I've got a couple of emails which I'm really logged in. So for example, like this is Finance One, and I have another one on another box which is Finance Two. Uh, this is using a different email client. This is using the MailSpring email client. So obviously, the way it looks, the phishing email looks on an email client, and the way it looks on the web browser is actually quite different. So you need to take note of this kind of things, and it really depends on who you're targeting. If you're targeting like users within a company itself, corporate, very likely they're using the Outlook client and things like that. So you may have to adjust accordingly to make it look convincing. Okay. If you're going to fish for things like some kind of a web-based login, like maybe to a HR application, leave application, maybe you need to take note that, hey, how does it look like on the web page itself? Okay, and basically what I'm trying to demo today is how ChatGPT can help us to create something like this. And of course, I know there's a lot of email templates and landing pages which are already available online. There are some pen testers who are kind enough to create such convincing looking pages for us and put it up on GitHub for us to download and use. But I just wanted to test and see how smart ChatGPT is and how accurate it is in creating such pages, whether it's convincing enough to fish something. Yeah, so okay, over here I have this little thing that I already uploaded to ChatGPT. This was basically just a screenshot that I took from the GoPhish documentation online, and this is with regards to the email or they call it the template variables. So the template variables are important because you need to put them within your email templates and within the landing page itself in order for the attack to be successful. All right. So this is my prompt that I use, and of course I did adjust the prompt along the way. So it's created for me the code for HTML code for the email template as well as for the landing page. Let me just show you how it looks like on the GoPhish server itself. So going back to GoPhish, this is the dashboard. Okay. Now, before we talk about the email templates and the landing page, I'm going to talk a little bit about the sending profiles. The sending profile is very important, and as with any kind of phishing campaigns, it's good to have multiple sending profiles. Sending profile, you shouldn't just send only from one profile, right? You should create multiple sending profiles, different kind of domains, so you can actually make it look more legit, more you can make the email look more legit from that point of view. Yeah. So this is how the sending profile looks like. Okay. If you're doing a real campaign, please do not use the outlook.com or gmail.com or any of those free kind of email services. Reason for that is because they have very strict security measures in place that can detect the phishing that you're doing, and they will be able to stop or drop those kind of emails after a certain volume, right? Certain maybe like 3 or 4 emails, and they know that hey, no, this account's trying to do some kind of phishing attack, and they will stop it. So right now, my sending of the phishing emails is very low, so very low volume, so it will not pick that up and block it, right? But if you try sending a lot, no, it will block it. So this is how the sending profile looks like. It's quite straightforward in configuring it. And the next thing you must have is the email templates. The email template is the one that's very important. Okay, let me just show it to you how it looks like. This is the code that was generated by ChatGPT, and I pasted that into the email template. And this is a source view. If you click on that, they'll show you the HTML view that looks like this. Okay. And the last thing we have is the landing page. The landing page looks something like this. Again, I'm going to change to HTML view, and no, it's able to capture the email address, the password, and when you click on verify account, it will capture the credentials, and this will go to the GoPhish server. Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to create a campaign and just run the campaign, okay, to see how it looks like. Um, so I got finance one over here, and I have finance two over here. Okay, so let's create a new campaign. Um, let's just call it a test campaign, and the URL would be that of my server. Obviously, this is internal IP address. In real life, you would want to get like an AWS instance or Azure instance, or maybe some kind of VPS to host your GoPhish server. Okay, and I have a couple of groups that I've created, and basically this is going to be I'm going to use the finance group. Okay, so the finance group has both the email address of finance one and finance two for Alice and Bob, and I'm going to launch the campaign. So once the campaign is launched, it looks like this. You can actually refresh it. You can see that there's 2 emails which are being sent. Okay. Now at this point of time, it shows that these 2 users have, or rather, the email has been sent. Okay, but nothing has been done yet. No action. So I'm just going to simulate and show to you how it looks like. Let's say, for example, right now, Alice has received it and she's logged in through the webmail. When she clicks on the email, it looks like this. Now I'm just going to show the blog content to show you how it looks like. Okay. Obviously, there's something a little bit wrong with the icon size. I would need to adjust that to something smaller. But no, this was basically done on the first try of getting ChatGPT to generate that template. So no, there are things like that which you need to adjust to make it look more convincing. Okay. But basically, how it works is like this. Once they receive the email, they click on verify. Okay, and they are being brought to the landing page. Okay, and how does GoPhish track each and every user is basically via the template variable. So in this case, it's called the RID variable. So every user is being assigned by GoPhish a template variable. That's how they track. Okay, so let's say for example, like maybe Alice is careful. Even though she clicked on the link and she got redirected to the landing page, but she closed the page and she didn't do anything to it. Okay, so yeah. So if we do a refresh, you'll see that, oh, one link has been clicked, and you can see that Alice has clicked on the link, and that's about it. Okay, now let's go to Bob. Um, let's go to Bob's computer. So this is like Bob's computer, and his email has come in. And the same thing as well. The email just came in a while ago, so we click on verify account. And let's say Bob is a little bit careless, right? So maybe Bob is actually finance two. So let's say he signs in as a finance two corp at outlook.com. Okay, I'm going to use a fake credential over here. Okay, let's just say the password is password123, and he clicks on verify account, and this actually redirects to the actual Gmail account itself. Okay, I'm going to close this. Now let's go back to the GoPhish server and see how it looks like. So if I do a refresh, I can see that 2 emails were sent, two email links were clicked. However, for submitted data, it's only just one user. So Alice didn't submit any data, so no, she's fine. It means that she's pretty aware, pretty security aware of what's going on and why she should not just key in her credentials to some kind of site. However, for Bob, maybe he wasn't too aware of it and he just keyed in his credentials and the credentials are being captured over here. And what's interesting about GoPhish is that if you are capturing for any kind of portal, not necessarily email kind of web portals, right? It could be even something like HR admin, or maybe some kind of like HR leave application system that's web-based up online. You can actually replay the credentials as well, okay? And if it works, it will log you into the page. So this means that we have successfully phished the credentials of that user, all right? So this is basically how a phishing campaign looks like. Now you can create multiple phishing campaigns. Obviously over here I only have one phishing campaign, but you could create multiple phishing campaigns throughout the year. You can try different strategies. Like instead of having to, for example, if you have like 10 users with your department, instead of having to fish all 10 on the same day, you can spread them out throughout the year. You could fish, maybe like two users every quarter or so, right? No, the reason why you should not blast out all your phishing emails at the same time is because people talk about such things, during lunchtime. So employees may talk about it, say, hey, I received this suspicious looking email, whatever, and maybe the whole bunch of them will say, hey, yeah, yeah, me too, and it's kind of like once this kind of thing gets out, people will just, yeah, we know the company is trying to fish us, right? To test our security. So everyone's on high alert, So you may not get very good phishing results. So it's good to spread out your phishing campaign throughout the year, And yeah, basically don't tell them when you're going to start, when it's going to end. Don't even tell them that you're going to do it, Basically just run it against your employees because the idea is to actually to assess how vulnerable your company, your organization is to phishing attacks. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today, and thank you for watching.